Ponchos and slickers, usually a necessity buy whenever you make your way to Hard Rock Stadium this time of year. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Set to go now on a rainy Florida afternoon. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Go! 56-1. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
They go to the former Saint, Mark Ingram. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read.
And right away, he lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. Now a handoff to Ingram. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a quick. Check 24. Check 24. Look, 31. Check 31. Check up.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, Jackson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, you got 3, you got 3. 3 down, 3 down. I got 83,
Jackson from the shotgun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, and they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
Check 43. Watch safety creep. Watch safety. Monday. Safety's creeping.
This is Kenyon Drake, the fourth-year man from Alabama. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And Stills bringing it in. Now the ball comes loose, and the Ravens have got it. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost them.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He uncorks it for Snead. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone. 2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Watch 61. Matchbox lights. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Hey, alert. Monday.
They'll run with a second-year man from ASU, Kalen Ballage. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 24, Rosen. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Rosen. Open man, it's Allen. A very solid gain of 27.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Hug.
Now Balaj. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
We're scoreless after one. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Middle.
On second down, Rosen. And he slings one that's incomplete. His tight end, Dwayne Allen, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Bravo. We got it. Rush in. He's coming. He's a quarter. We got double up.
Out of the gun. Here's Josh Rosen. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 20-yard line.
A reminder, coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders' final season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30 Eastern. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Now it's Jackson. Trying to improvise. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
And that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, Ingram. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ready? Here we go. Deep. All day. Defense. Read. Check it out. Read. Move.
Jackson on 1st down. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Dolphins' 32-yard line.
Ready. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They run from the pistol with Ingram. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Here's Jackson to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, it's Drake. He'll have a first down past the 40. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And he's got this down to the 35. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Rosen again on 2nd and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. 7 yards on the touchdown run. And the Dolphins are in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe you want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Jackson sliding out of the pocket, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On is the punter Cook, who sends it away. Here comes Grant on the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. And now it's Rosen looking. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Albert Wilson, the intended receiver there. And that'll bring up second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Check hot route. Hot. Check. Fresno.
To throw is Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Slam. 36. Alert.
They'll start the drive with Drake. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Rosen will throw. Allen's got it over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards on the play, first down.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done.
Monday. He's checking. Crash. Kill. What do you got?
On first down, Drake. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Monday. Switch gears. Hug.
On second and 11 now. Rosen going deep here for Parker. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. He was looking for Parker that time, and it's third down. Faking the give to Drake, now Rosen. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 21. Jackson options out left. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Ready. Mark 55. I don't think you got it, son.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Tried to get it to Willie Snead there. And now it's second down.
Here we go. Set. Time to end it. Don't get nervous.
It's caught, and there's the first NFL catch for Marquise Brown. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On third down, Mark Ingram. And a good rally to the football there as it looks as if they're going to stop him a couple yards shy of the marker. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on fourth down. Here's Sam Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback.
Watch the screen. Quarter. Joker. Middle. Right.
The drive will commence with a run by Balaj. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Now the pass hauled in by Kenny Stills. And he's got some space here. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Throwing now, Rosen on first down. He'll set up the screen to Drake. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
On second down, it's Drake. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, Zoo.
Now it's Rosen. And he hits Drake. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this fourth quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Just week one, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Rosen to throw. He completes it to Wilson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now a handoff for Drake. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7 reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now Drake. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They run it with Balaj. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. And Stills over the middle. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
2nd and 8 at the Ravens' 14-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up. 41's coming. 41's in motion.
They stay on the ground with Drake. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Come to my work.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. Running, it's Drake. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now, I'm assuming they're keeping this football on the ground, right?
I would think so because you're looking at the clock. That's in your favor. You look at the geography of the field, right, where you are. That's in your favor as well. Keep it on the ground. Keep pounding. Run that clock down. You got everything working in your direction.
Here's a run with Balaj. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So now it's 3rd and goal. This Raven defense trying to keep him out of the end zone.
Yeah, check. Hey, Mike. Hey, no, let's switch the mic right here. We'll go Mike forward, Mike forward.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And this is going to depend on his spot, but I believe he might be a few inches short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And this is no good. Close, but he misses just left of the upright. And this score will stay right where it is. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2 scores. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
Ingram again, a first down carry. He knocks him back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He can run for it, and he will. And he slides to avoid the hit. Jackson always a threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago. One last shot for Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And not all W's are created equal, CD. And this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
But you know what they say, it's always fun to work on things. If it didn't go well in your game, with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.
So for Miami, you can't ask for a better start as they pitch a shutout here in the opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm litty. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win.